Hey, hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving warrior, mom of twins and 3 crazy rescue dogs who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. Let us not forget Harry Houdini. Well, his name is Houdini. I call him Harry. If you're older, you'll understand and probably be laughing. So Harry Houdini, the rescue cat, 4 rescue guinea pigs, and it's all fun. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message that boosts my serotonin, my self-esteem, and we could all use that. If you're returning, grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Oh my goodness, it has been a week. It has been a week. It has been a week. I'm not sure how many people, those of you who know me from Facebook know, I don't remember if I mentioned it in my Flosstube last week. My ex-husband, who has been temporarily staying with me, yeah, there was he went to the doctor, and they found out that he has a hole in the bottom of his foot that goes almost to the bone, or basically to the bone. They were not sure that they could save his leg. They were talking about amputating at the knee. Like, y'all. So Thursday morning, he went in and had an ultrasound to see if the circulation and blood flow was still going on, and if that was the case, and they could potentially save it, it would be savable. If that was gone, they were going to amputate. I'm like, y'all, my place is not like, I have stairs coming in, like yeah. Okay, so blood flow is fine. So he has been in the hospital since Thursday night on an IV, antibiotics and everything. They're going to debride it in the morning and start a PICC line. He may be out on Wednesday. I still think that's really early to expect him to be released, and but insurance and hospitals. So, because Wednesday is just busy. With class, I've got everything handled except for Beans. I'll have to drop off Bean to campus Tuesday night early, and then jot over to my class. So I have made arrangements for my mom to pick her up from class and bring her home. So it's all good. Yeah. Tomorrow I go back to the pain management doctor about my back. Is it better with the injections? Yes. Is it perfect? Is it great? No. But in 5 days, the insurance will pay for another nerve ablation. So my guess is next week I will be having a nerve ablation on my back. Hopefully what he will do is do the injections into my hips tomorrow. And that coupled with the relief that I have been getting, the adjustment, that will definitely get me through to when we can do the nerve ablation. Been doing some research, talking about, I have a friend who runs Ironmans with me, and does a lot of triathlons, even shorter courses, which is still okay. So the difference between a short course and a long course is short course is considered a sprint or an Olympic distance. When you race those two distances, it is balls to the walls the entire time. Like, you are speed. It is a matter of, okay, coupled with endurance, but it's a speed factor. So you're like balls to the wall. You're running a 5 or a 10K like as fast as you can after you've biked and swam, okay? When you get into half Ironman and Ironman courses, it's not, yes, there's a speed factor, because at that point, these are race director timed. So if the race director says you have 4 hours to do it, you have 4 hours. If the race director says you can take all day, you can take all day. When you get to long course, which is half Ironman and Ironman, they have leg cutoffs that you have to meet. Now, technically, they're directed by the race director. So if the race director says you can take longer, you can take longer. But especially in Ironman branded races at those distances, they have it's 8.5 hours and it's 17 hours total. But you've also got to make the cutoff at each length. So it becomes more of an endurance than you can't go balls to the walls swimming your 1.2 or 2.4 miles to come off, and then like you're going to be spent, and then trying to do a 56 or 112 mile bike ride and then run either a half or a full marathon after that. Like, you can't do that. You've got to learn to pace. You've got, like, it's a whole different animal. Anyways, so Liz and I are talking about, she lives in Canada and she's a nurse. I actually think she's a nurse practitioner. She's a little different, like, but, hang on one second. Nigel, I don't understand you, little dog. I don't. I really don't. Okay, so Lisa's had some medical issues. So her and I have been researching together. What happens when you get two really smart people together who understand how to research and don't take, who are looking for answers, I guess. We're going to keep researching. So in the process, what we figured out could be part of the issue with my back and hips is actually not my hips. It could be a couple of things. One of them is a pelvic floor issue, which would totally make sense, and an IT band issue. Both of those things, especially together, could be what is really flared up everything. Are both of those things totally fixable? Absolutely, they are. Do they require maybe some different, especially pelvic floor? That's a specialty within the physical therapy field. But a lot of that can be like, it's physical therapy. It's stretching. It's working probably a little bit more with. So what is ironic is when my back, I can tell you what happened with my back. Like, literally, I'm sorry, I had to adjust my chair. I was painting the subfloor and pushing down with the roller. Actually, at first I was with my hands and floor, and then I was with, like, I put the roller on a broomstick and was pushing down and, like, painting the floor, and that, like, the next day is when it happened. So, but during that time, I'd also kind of backed off of training, and when I back off of training, I don't do a lot of self-care as far as, like, meeting with my massage therapist, who is not a fluff and buff massage therapist. She is like deep tissue sports massage therapy. So it is not surprising to find her elbow deep in my piriformis or in my IT, trying to loosen that up and stretch it back out and do what needs to be done to get my body back to being able to go back and beat the shit out of it with training. So I think that is what has snowballed it. So anyways, long story short, Lisa and I are working together, and we're talking about starting a podcast about how to advocate for yourself and kind of finding what are your baseline and what are your triggers, and advocating in a medical setting to get better care and to treat holistically, and just developing a better you. And I think that would be really great. I think that is, I'm excited about it. I'm nervous. So we'll see. So, because let's add another thing to Kelly's schedule. Let's see. This weekend, my kids and I have been rearranging and deep cleaning some things in the living room, moving things around. It has been really nice to have their help. Tomorrow they have to move some boxes to the shed, and swap out the new and old dryer. My old dryer works fine, but I got a new one gifted to me. Basically, like, I just had to pay the guy to move that and the new couch over. And it will be much more energy efficient than the old one. So hopefully I can find somebody who needs an old dryer and wants the old one so it doesn't end up in a landfill. Actually, it won't. Because it is working and it's still in good shape and still has a lot of life in it, if nothing else, I will donate it. I'm sure there's somebody who needs a dryer somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So I have been biking. I have also gone back to myfitnesspal, and I have been tracking on myfitnesspal. I am. Who the heck am I on myfitnesspal? This is what happens is if you like. Hold please. I'm his Princess Kelly on myfitnesspal. So if you want to, like, I'm back on 4 days, 4 days streak of tracking. I know it's not much, but I need to do this for me, and I've got to figure this out. I've got to crack the Kelly code as far as getting my, because I also met with my cardiologist last week, and we knew my A1C would be up. We knew that. That's your blood sugar. Had a lot of steroids since really all year, all of 2022, because I started the year not much into it, and I got the bronchitis and pneumonia. Then I got COVID. Then there was something else. Then we had the car accident. Then I got COVID again. I mean, like, and then we've been doing the injections of steroids and stuff into my hips, into my back. I had to take steroids for breathing. You know, breathing's kind of important. So we knew in honestly, I've been eating like crap. I mean, it's been a lot of fast food again. It's been a lot of candy, like during class, a lot of soda, not a lot of water. And so it's caught up. Plus the long-term effects of the COVID um has worsened my asthma, and he wants to check some things with my heart. Am I going to be fine? Yes. And he, one thing, okay, so my cardiologist, he's so funny. And I apologize. We're already like almost 15 minutes in and I've still just been rambling. We get the life stuff out of the way in this on this channel if you're new here, and then we move forward. He has been very reluctant to, like, he lets me swim, but he is not thrilled about it, especially open water long distances, which honestly, when I'm swimming, I'd rather swim. Yeah. Um, he actually looked at me last week and he goes, just get your butt back in the water and just keep doing what you got to do. He's like, you've got to get back to that. Your health needs it. And he goes, do you look fine? Yes. He goes, I have no complaints with the way you look. And I'm like, well, I got complaints about how I look. And he's like, no. He goes, but I don't want. So, like, my cholesterol is a little high, which makes sense. You know, when you're eating cheeseburgers and French fries, it's gonna go up. Your A1C is up. He's like, you're like, we've just got to get it back under control. And he goes, and I'm really concerned. He goes, it's not that you've had COVID twice that throws me off, because, yeah, because it's that you had it so close together. And he goes, and in between or right before, you had such a serious, bronchitis and pneumonia kind of thing. So I have to go in to have a calcium check of my heart. So basically, they're going to do a CAT scan of my heart. Have I scheduled it? No. Will I do that tomorrow? Yes, because you know what? I know that Tammy is going to watch this. Hi, Tammy. I got you, girl. I'm gonna write it right here on my planner, because all things in the planner now. I have gone back to planning, and I have been way less anxiety about forgetting things, but also I think I've been way more productive. So I'm gonna write this down. If I have not called Tammy by Tuesday, you need to come kick my butt. How's that? Okay, so this is well, we're ending this week because it ends on Sunday. I love this page, this layout. I love this layout. Love it. I'm not quite showing you this side because I have client information on there, but I carry this back and forth to school. I carry this back and forth to the office. I carry this to court. It is professional enough that I can get away with it. And I love that. Do I want to get some fun stickers? Yes. What I would like to get is maybe some, I don't know. I'd like to have kind of like a gold star for the days I work out and a gold star when I drink enough water. But, well, they need to be different. But maybe I just need something simple, like little stars. Like, hey, you did it. Okay, so we have been biking much more consistently. We're still working on the consistency. Yesterday, because we were moving furniture and all of that, I just counted that as weight training, like resistance training, and I didn't worry about biking. But one of the other things in here is I've been meal planning. Now I've got to do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, of this like week coming up. So if you're interested, today we had chicken souvlaki, which is Greek chicken. So easy. So easy. So if you want that recipe, let me know and I'll like post it for you guys. And then we just roasted some green beans and sweet potatoes, and I made rice pilaf out of like the, okay. So they didn't have the regular kind that I get, which is in a box, and then you take, like, it takes like 20 minutes to make the rice. They had the already made rice where all you have to do is open the pouch a little and throw it in the microwave. Y'all, if you are busy, just buy the rice in the bag that's already cooked. Because it has been fantastic. Fantastic. So tomorrow we're doing shrimp and pork egg rolls in a bowl. Super, super easy, super filling, super great. Then we're going to do, we went to Whole Food and I got kimchi flavored rice. So I'm going to make Korean ribs, so kalbi with kimchi rice. And then I'm going to make the, I saw it online. It's, you throw the chicken in the crock pot with Parmesan cheese, a brick of cream cheese. I know, because you know cheese. Couple other things, you let it cook, then you shred it up, and then you mix in pasta. Now I have gone back to gluten-free, which I'm sure has helped me a lot. So I have a spaghetti squash that needs to get used that got bought instead of yellow squash. Don't ask, it's a long story. So I'm gonna do it with spaghetti squash and broccoli in with the chicken. The kids will probably want regular pasta. Again, that's fine. And then I have meatballs, but I'm not quite sure what we're going to make with the meatballs. And then I'm looking for a couple fun, easy recipes for, again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that are low FODMAP, low dairy. I know the chicken is not good. That chicken in the crock pot is not going to be. So y'all know that the next day I'm going to be having some GI issues with that. But I want to try this recipe and then figure it out. So low FODMAP, low dairy, gluten-free is the big ones. If you got any ideas, other than ice, that would be great. Okay. The other thing is on Tuesday, a scholarship opportunity for summer opens up. So please, fingers crossed. I'm really proud of my daughter. She earned back her financial aid scholarships and stuff from last semester. I am so, first of all, it takes a huge amount of pressure off my shoulders. So hopefully the son and he actually came to me and he asked me, I have to read the first 31 pages. I read it last semester. I did not read it. I listened to this on audiobooks. The Girl Who Smiled Beads. It's actually a really good book. Is it my favorite? No. It is about a young lady who her and her sister flee the Rwandan massacre. I have read other books on this subject that I actually liked better or thought were. That sounds really bad. I liked a book about the Rwandan massacre. That sounds horrible, but you know what I mean. Like, so he has to do some. He has already read it. What he would like me to do is read. I have to read the first 31 pages, and then we're going to talk about it. And and we're going to work on his project and make sure that all his citations and everything are right. So hopefully, y'all pray for me. Pray for me, because yeah. Okay, so I also got in. Let's just take care of haul right now. Okay, so I had gone through, remember, and I said I have these whips and I want to make sure that I have everything for them, right? And I was like, I know that I bought the beads to the Mermaid of Salem Bay. That is in my Crazy Mermaid book bag. This is long before I had seen Elizabeth Ann Ken Stitch's Flosstube on how to make the vinyl front ones. So it is not a vinyl, it is just funky and crazy, and I love it. And what's funny is the Mermaid of Salem Bay is like goth mermaid, but she's in this sparkly. So anyways, I know I bought the B pack, right? Remember we had this conversation. I know I bought the B pack. Couldn't find it. Searching everywhere, right? So I was like, okay, I have a few flosses that I need to get. Can't find all the beads to my other mermaid. I'm just going to put in, so I searched, and finally 123 Stitch had this stupid big pack. I mean, like, y'all, I have this special fabric, even, that is linen, but they only had it in linen, and I didn't even know how to stitch on linen, but I was like, I need that fabric for my mermaid. It is by it is called, it's 30 count pirate linen by the Primative Hare. Yo, I had to order this stuff. This is not like, this is from the cross stitch cupboard. I don't even remember where the cross stitch cupboard is. I know it's down south somewhere. So yeah, so I had this. I'm like, I know I bought the bead pack because they didn't have the bead pack, but I remember this. Like, this tells you where my brain is at, right? I remember that I ended up finding the bead pack at my local LNS, believe it or not. And I was like, so I grabbed it, remember? For the life of me, I'm like, I know I pulled the DMCs, and I knew I put the bead pack in there. But remember, I'm like, I can't find it, right? I even went so far as I'm like, okay, I'm gonna convert the Gentle Arts floss to DMC. I was like, okay, I got that. And I knew I had the bead pack, but then I couldn't find the bead pack, right? So I ordered the new bead pack, and I was like, well, why I'm ordering the bead pack? Why don't I just order the Gentle Arts flosses? Because they're gorgeous, and if I'm going to invest $17.50 into a pattern, and I've got another $38.50 into the fabric, why am I going to cheap out at that point on the floss? So I now own, thanks to, so I went online and I'm searching, long story short, and I buy from 123 Stitch, happen to have the bead pack. This is the bead pack. Another $20 some, right? So I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm in for almost 100 freaking bucks for this. Okay. So I ordered the second bead pack, and it comes with my flosses. And I'm like, okay, it's all going in the bag. Is it getting started right now? No, it is not. Because we need to, I've got to, okay, what I have figured out is that when I am stressed, I start new projects, because nothing like adding more stress to your shoulders. So I start new things. Okay. So long story short, guess who found the other bead pack? Your girl. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you are in need of the bead pack for the Mermaid of Salem Bay, let me know. I'll work you out a deal. In the meantime, they're all going into the bag. 2 packs. So if I ever ask you, where are the beads for Mermaid of Salem Bay? Go, Kelly, check the bag. They're in there. Stop worrying about it. You have them. In fact, you have twice as many as you need. Because the other option is, we're just going to make her super, super sparkly goth mermaid. Okay. So then I also went through, I wanted all of my 50 freaking whips that I have, right? Completely kitted up. Couldn't figure out why I have this one beautiful floss in my caddy. No idea. So this is the pattern for Kristen the Arctic Mermaid by Meridian Designs. The Arctic Ocean Mermaid. I didn't print off the front cover, and I apologize. I know several people are stitching it. So I was like, I know I bought these beads. I even found the receipt, y'all. The receipt. Can't find the beads. Gone through the bag. I've gone through the caddy where I keep my specialty flashes and stuff that aren't being used and all my other beads. Can't find the beads. I now have... So then I'm like, okay, what else am I short? Okay. So, got those in. There's still beads I'm missing. I'm like, now what am I going to do? So I reached out to the designer. And I said, by chance, because on her website, I go through her website. And I'm like, okay, she's got other floss packs. She's got other bead kits. So I wrote her. And I'm like, do you have X, Y, and Z? She does. So she is waiting on an order of the one Mill Hill bead to come in. And as soon as she does, she will be shipping the beads that I can't find, which means as soon as they get here, I will find them somewhere in my house. I have no idea. Okay, so that is all kitted up. Is she being stitched on right now? No. Okay, the other thing is I got some fluff. Okay. Present me needs to remember for future Kelly, for future me, that if there is an opportunity to write a note that will then be printed on my receipt, in that block to write down what the heck I am ordering these for. Because now I have this lovely bag of DMCs. I don't know what project they're for. And so at some point in the next week or so, I have got to go through all of my whips again and figure out what I am short, because present me, well, actually technically no, past me wrote them down on my notebook that I carry to, like, I make my list for that kind of stuff in, and I crossed them off when I had them right, and I was like, okay, so then I have all those. And usually I just pick up DMC at my Joann's or Michael's. It's not a big deal. So when I come home, I just go through, make sure I have them all, and I didn't like miss one or whatever. I put it in the bag, and then I throw out my list. Can't just go through your list once you order them. I ordered them and I threw out the list. And a couple of these I did pick up locally, but I had rewritten my list going, okay, I still need X, Y, and Z ones. So I threw out the old list. Past Kelly needs to treat present Kelly and future Kelly a little bit more gently. Because past Kelly is stressing out present and future Kelly. So, okay. This last week, what have we been doing? So, that's where we are. As far as the haul. No, it's not. I lied. Sorry. We have a little bit more haul and stuff. Okay. So, It's okay. Okay. So, Zan, this is your fault. The second I saw yours, I had to go buy it. And I keep forgetting to show you guys that I bought this. I need to stitch this. This, as soon as I finish Happy Valentine's Day from Cherry Hill Stitchery, this is taking its place. Do you see that? That is a wiener dog in a sweater. Now, what I might do is make some of their ears. What I really should do, if it's going to make it look like Maisie, is give them corgi ears, because she's got the corgi ears going on. But I may make like some of the ears black, actually, because she's a black and tan. How pretty is that? Okay, so we got that. Okay. I have no business starting another full coverage. Absolutely none. But Dream and Stitches is on Instagram. She is also on Ko-Fi. And so on Ko-Fi, you pay kind of what you want. And she has some, I believe it is a she. We'll just make it easier. They have some beautiful patterns. And Amy, who's Creativity by Gidge, and I are starting a sale. Now, Amy, I don't know. Let's just do the Dream and Stitches sale. And just pick whichever one you want to start. This is the one I'm stitching. How could I not? How could I not? It's so cute. So cutesy. It's big. It's very clearly big. It's 448 by 500 stitches. It's big. I have no regrets. There's no deadline. I have no deadline. But please go give this creator some love. They have some beautiful patterns. So even if full coverage isn't your thing, that's fine. I get that. Go support them on Instagram. Go support just like their shop. But Amy Creativity by Gidge and I are going to start the Dream and Stitches sale. My hope is to start this week. I did cut my fabric. I will be stitching this on, I believe that's 18 count Ada. I wish I had Easy Grid. I don't. It does load into Pattern Keeper, so that's awesome. And so that is on my agenda to start this week. The other thing that I need to get started, we're totally going out of order, but as you all know, welcome to Life with Kelly. I have no order. Tina and Tina started it. It's Tina's fault. It's Tina's fault. I have owned these patterns for a while. I fell in love with it when Erin from Two Martini Stitcher started stitching it. Erin's is not done, so I don't feel bad. And then Jan Hicks did a color conversion to brighten it up. Because that is kind of like, is it pretty as it is? Yes. But we all know I'm a little brighter. Like, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I mean, Silver Creek Samplers does an amazing job, right? But I happen to like the version that Jan Hicks, and she got the idea from somebody else, but I'm totally blanking on the name. So I am going to also start this. William said, or the boy child said that yes, he would absolutely put it in his room if I made it. Or eventually one day his office. Especially if it was a little bit brighter. I'm debating dunking this in just a touch of blue. The call for is light sand. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, to me, light sand is kind of creamy, but I guess it depends on your beach. So right now I have cut out, and I know this is bigger than I need, and I know that one's bigger than I need, but we all know that I have an issue with borders and centering things. And so, yeah, we're trying to avoid that. So right now it's just cream Ada. So let me know if you think I should dunk it in some dye. Maybe. So, oh wait, y'all, there's more. There is more, because welcome to my world. Hang on one second. I just got to reach, and I'm sorry that y'all get to see my big old stomach. Oh my goodness. There's a hanger hanging up. The process. Okay. So, as I said before, my friend Taryn is pregnant. I am super excited because I get to be the crazy aunt. Because I am not, see, you get to, like, I talk all the time. Okay, so I get to be the crazy aunt because I'm not old enough to be a grandma, which I totally am. I don't know. We'll let the baby decide what they call me when they, she definitely wants me to come over, and when I'm over, like, visiting with the baby, I will be predominantly signing. So that'll be fun. So this last week I made some more burp cloths. Because well, to make it an even dozen, because you can't give somebody 11. That's weird. Here's 11 burp cloths. So she now has a dozen made. I found this fabric in my stash. It says "I love you" all over it, which I think is absolutely adorable. I found more of the guinea pig fabric, and how could I not? How could I not? Hello. So cute. And then found the wiener dog as a hot dog. And so, yeah. So there's all of those. Then I just made bright green one with white. I love jumbo rickrack. Am I a big rickrack person in general? Probably not. But I love me some jumbo rickrack. I don't know why. Okay. So then 2 more receiving blankets. Oops. Here we go. Wiener dogs with just green, because neutral. Because we don't really, we're pretty sure what we know. And then the guinea pigs with this cute yellowy, so cute. Oh, but wait, there's more. So we're up to 5 receiving blankets, a dozen burp cloths. I made 9 bibs. They're flannel. I have been making these for years, and everybody I've gifted to has always asked for more and has loved them. So we made ducks. We have guinea pigs. I went back, and we have wiener dogs. So there's 9. There's 3 of each. I went back to the same Joann's that I had gotten the original flannels from, and in just a couple of days, they sold out of, which ones? These 2. The little sea life one, and the little woodland creatures. So there are no bibs to match these, which kind of makes me sad. So hopefully I haven't looked at my Joann's, so maybe they will have it. And then okay, how cute are these? Little soft jammies for when he gets a little bit bigger. Little sleep sack. This one's nice because it's lighter weight. And then hello, little foxes. So cute. I'm having so much fun. None of those cost me more than like $5 or $6 a pop. Okay, so, and then my friend Matt, who's in class with me, loves to do woodwork, and he is going to build me one of those, like, playscape, like, little things that you put the baby on the tummy, and then they have, like, the little gym center, and I'm going to crochet the animals. or make the animals that are gonna like dangle down. Okay. All right. So that was all. That is not all this. So then you all know that I have been working on my Sylvia's bridal quilt, thanks to Magical Stitches focus of their author being Jennifer Chiaverini. Jennifer Chiaverini did the Sylvia's bridal sampler because that is one of her books. I came into this, I believe, at 20 squares done. I did one the other day, last week, between today and yesterday. I am now missing my little paper on, oh wait, hang on. I think I found it. Okay. This is Irish chain. There we go. This is the cat and mice block. These, none of them are final ironed, and Lord, do they need them. And they're not trimmed up yet either. I'll do that all at once at the end. I was doing them earlier, but then it was like, what happens if the edges, like, you know how material still kind of frays? Okay. So I got worried, and then I was like, maybe I'll iron them, obviously, and set them in the stack, but I don't think I'm going to trim them up until I actually put them into rows. This is Grandmother's Pride. Dude, and for a little 6-inch block, these have a boatload of pieces. A boatload. And why seems like this is not a beginner quilt project. Not at all. Okay, so this is Bachelor's Puzzle. Again, definitely needs a good ironing. Let's see. This is Wedding Ring. So pretty. And this is Tennessee. Tennessee, y'all are rough. That's a mean square. Like, each one of these little square, like these things, is 3 different fabrics. And there are 8 of those. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we add those to the pile. Use my crinkling, but now I don't need my notes as to what those are. Okay. I actually cross-stitched too, believe it or not. So yeah, so we went back to class, and my Wednesday night classes, so the same teacher is teaching all the classes, right? Which I think is absolutely hysterical, but our Wednesday night class, all of a sudden we have people that we have never seen in our program before. And the one guy clearly has some neurodivergencies and is like, he's a little rough on the edges. And he sat in class. So Wednesday night, one classmate, so it's the one classmate says here, she actually tried to correct the professor's signing, which is funny because our teacher is actually the program director, and she is the former vice president of the National Registry of Interpreters and holds like the highest rating certifications nationwide. And so this person tried to correct her, and I was like, really? So that was kind of interesting. Next to her sits another young lady who is very nice, but has Tourette's, and one of her tics is that she hits herself in the head. So you spend the whole part of the class like being concerned that, like, are you like that? I mean, that's gotta hurt, and that's gotta be difficult. So you're like trying not to pay attention, but at the same time you're so concerned. Then there was another person, and then there was this new guy, and he kept stopping and asking questions as we were going through the syllabus, and we literally took 3 hours to go through a syllabus. I don't understand this. I don't understand this 3 hours to go over a syllabus. I absolutely don't understand that. And then he kept interrupting, and she's like, well, if you let me get to that, it's further into the syllabus. And then he, like, if somebody else asked a question, he would cut the answer off and be like, we need to get back to this. I have questions. And then he was also picking his nose and eating it the entire 3 hours. So it was a very interesting class. So, okay. So my Whipco pull. This is black. This is my square for 6. Woo! I was working on it today. I have put over 500 stitches into it this month alone. I know I don't think I've showed this picture in a while. This is, I converted, there we go. I converted a friend of mine's, it's his parents. This is her favorite picture of her and her late husband. So I converted it on WinStitch. I did knock down some of that orange wall because, for the love of God, nobody needs to stitch all of that orange. And there's like 7,000 shades of orange in that wall. I don't know what I was thinking. So this was my Whipco pull number 6. We have now got 5 days out of 10 slated to work on it. I would pop in a picture here, but we all know I don't know how to do that. So this is Whipco weekend, and my goal was to get 500 stitches in it, and we did it. We are now at, we started this month at less or right around 1%. We now have just over 3% done. It is on my Whipco board, I think 3 times. Again, each time is for 10 days. Does that mean I'll work on it at other times? Absolutely, because the sooner I get it done, the less whining and complaining from somebody I will receive. Okay. This was another one of those. I have no business starting new shit, but I did. This is Happy Valentine's Day from Cherry Hill Stitchery. If you join their Facebook page, again, you can get that pattern for free, which is lovely. Like, I love that. I love when designers, like, will do that every once in a while. Do I expect it? No. Do I love it? Yes! Okay. I don't know where this fabric came from. It is the fabric from hell. I don't like it. I've said this last week. I think next time when I was okay, so I was thinking about this. I think what I might try and do is stitch over 2 with 2 flosses, which may be just my comfort zone. I don't know. Okay, so I've got all of the word happy in, and I've started the flower over here. So now my question is, do I just chop out that middle word, Valentine's, and just make it happy day and send it to my honey that way? No. The other thing that I realized is, anybody else, okay, so when I stitch with the Onyx, the Weeks Dye Works, with 2, because I did that for Happy Halloween, it wasn't bad as a single strand, because 2 strands on that fabric is just way too much. It does not work. So I'm stitching it with 1 strand. As a 1 strand, I am not impressed with Weeks Dye Works using 1. So I don't know what I'm quite doing wrong there. But clearly it is not, hang on. Okay. This is, I generally take this in the car because it is quick and easy. All of the flosses are already labeled and whatnot. I have a working copy, so that makes it even better. This is my spring sheep. I think it's St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why I thought it was St. Patrick's Day. Maybe because it's green. I actually thought that was, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is there a... Bobbi, if I don't have luck, that's why I thought I was stitching Lucky You. I'm not. This is spring sheep. I don't know that I have Lucky You, and I'm pretty sure I don't have the Gertie Gobble one. So hey, Bobbi, are those 2 that you can get? They're by Bent Creek. Right now I don't have to swap out the fabrics anymore. I did the first couple on Ada, or on oatmeal fiddler's cloth, but now I am using and then I use the kit flosses and whatnot. But now I'm using the linen that is included in the kit, because if you're going to pay $20 for a kit, and now I have the ability, thank you, Nicole, to stitch on linen, I'm absolutely going to use the fabric. I'm absolutely going to do it unless it's hell. So that's where we are. There is one mistake here. I'm just going to stitch over it in the darker green. And we're going to move forward, because the only people who will know is you and me. And I don't think you're going to tell anybody. And if you do, then you're not my friend. And you're just going to have to live knowing that you're not my friend then. And that would suck for you. So, okay. Wait, I still stitched more. Okay, so let's see. We have the space sail. We have the space sail from ClimbingGoats Studio. I love this stitch now. Remember when I first got it out last year for WhipGo, I wasn't sure that I liked the fabric. I was second guessing this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, no, I love it. On Thursday night, we figured out that this planet is Jupiter, and that's where it belongs, because I wasn't quite sure. And what I did, I printed out the whole, like the last packet, and then I printed out the one page of each planet. The problem is that when you do that, I wasn't quite sure on the picture. My nose is itchy now. Now that we've talked about noses, y'all are gonna laugh. My kid knows. My kid was like, "Yeah, duh. Good thing this is for her." Okay, so we've stitched this one and this one. That's Mars, and that's, we just went through this the other day. Is that Neptune? I think we decided this is Neptune. Okay. So I'll show it really fast. So this is the one-page picture. Okay. Not in color. There's no color picture. I don't know. So I was like, which one's next? Yeah. Turns out this is Jupiter. Thank you, Kim, for helping me figure that out. Thank you, Google. So we actually got in quite a bit in the last little bit. This is on my WhipGo board. I think we are at day 5 in. Day 5 in. It took me the first 3 days really to finish that one. So we're doing pretty good. Do I think in the next 5 days I will get at least Jupiter done? Absolutely. Absolutely. Am I excited about this one? Yes. Let me look. It is on my board. This 10-day period, and then one more 10-day period. Do I think that after that, giving it a little bit more love will push it over the edge and have it finished this year? I absolutely do. Is that my goal? Absolutely is. Okay. But wait, there's more. Okay. On Thursday night, we do the Zoom group. And in that group is the beautiful Tammy. And if you don't know Tammy, I'm sorry, because she's amazing. I have amazing friends. So yeah. Okay. So for Tammy, and I plugged in any color because obviously Pattern Keeper does not have the silk flosses from Almond M&Ms available. And so yeah, so I actually grabbed shades of green that I could remember that I liked. So it was like $700, $699, and $310 is what I plugged in. This is Jesus is His Name. It is a free pattern. If you go back to last week, it is in the box, in the description box. I actually remember to put it in there. I know, shocker. I've actually been really good about that, if you guys remember. Okay. It is stitched on a piece of 18 count Ada in an unknown color because it was a Friday night fight night from Stitch Me. I am using the silks from Almond M&M. If you have never tried Yamir's flosses, her silks, go do it. Treat yourself. I will be treating myself. So on Thursdays during Zoom, what I've decided is you know, we're on Zoom for a couple hours, but we're usually chatting and whatnot. But Tammy's usually in our group, and so when I am with Tammy and we are stitching, usually on Zoom, I will be stitching on His Name is Jesus. So essentially on Thursday. So I started with just the P, and this Thursday I added in rinse of. It will say Prince of Peace. Um, so yeah, that is not on my whip go board. Was not an anticipated start. But it is what it is, and now it's here, and I actually really enjoy it because it's not like, I mean, yeah, you have to count, but it's letters, and I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't mind letters. Okay, so then I pulled out my 52 card pickup whip, and that was the 9 of clubs, 9 of spades, there's spades, and it was Monopoly. Monopoly is also on my whip go board. So I wasn't overly concerned about how much focus I got on it this week. Like but I did get to touch it more than once, I think, this week, which is great. One of the things I was able to do was trim down my fabric a little bit because, you know, while I don't mind working with huge chunks of fabric, obviously, um at the same time, like, if I can trim it down and use it for something else because it's, you know, enough, then I absolutely will. So I just started I'm trying to put in more of the outline. So not a ton added, but hey, step forward. Okay. That is all of the stitchings. I know, crazy. I have no FFOs. Don't judge me. I know I need to. But I think I accomplished quite a bit. I also finished a couple books. Like I said, I've been biking. We've been eating better around here. We're doing a lot of house projects. Still haven't painted the wall. One day. One day. Yeah. So lots going on. Okay. So if you are playing 52 card whip whip pickup, um, this next weekend is the 8 of spades. I did shuffle them, so it's not like they're just going in order. It's the 8 of spades. I did look already. For me, okay, like divine intervention. Hello, God. I see you. I see you. Um, for me, the 8 of spades is Harriet Tubman. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. Could we get any more appropriate than Harriet Tubman? I mean, I suppose we could, but given my current whips, that is bloody fantastic. That is what it is. And I already know that I have all of the flosses on hand. This is by the Primitive Hare. If I recall, the Primitive Hare, since this, has also come out with Anne Frank. I don't own Anne Frank yet. She's on my wish list. The other one that I really would love to stitch is Winter Rose Manor and then Oh Joyous Day. Is that what it is? It's the house by Plum. I want to say it's by Plum Street. It came out like last year. Those are probably the 3 that are on my wish list right now. Oh, and there's a new Barbara Anna, Cosmic Girl, who Kef from Snug Harbor Crafts was talking about it, and I looked it up and I was like, that is so my kid. And so I kind of I need her. Maybe I should finish Dreaming Girl first. Okay, so tomorrow Miss Harriet Tubman will be out because she is my 52 card whip pickup piece for the week. and hopefully we will get some significant progress on this Harriet Tubman. Because again, if I would just buckle down, it's okay. I shouldn't say that. There's a whole lot more stitching in this piece than you would think. There really and truly is. It is very deceiving because that oval, her portrait is full coverage. And then you've got a lot of stitching, and there's this big, tall flower up the side. It's surprisingly a lot of, although I might leave that flower off, honestly. The more I look at it, I may leave that flower off. We'll get to it when we get to it. We'll make those final decisions then. But, it is a lot of stitching. It is a lot more than you would think. It is, I mean, the whole grid size is 151 by 132. And that's, so on 32 count, that makes it 26, almost 26 and a half centimeters by 22 and a half centimeters. My brain can't do math right now to figure out the inches, but I know that that's big. So that's a lot of stitches. So Monopoly will go away for now. And Harriet Tubman will take its place. We'll continue to work on the little sheep, and obviously happy Valentine's Day, because I really like that tradition of making your special person. I mean, I guess I may make one for each of the kids like I did last year. Making something just a little small for happy Valentine's Day or for your anniversary, like to mark those special days. I think that's really cool. I am sorry. It is, that said, it's 10:40 here in Michigan, and I have been going and busting my butt all day. um so yeah, so by the time I see you next, I don't think, let's see, looking at the days, we won't have the February whip go numbers, but by the time I see you next, I would really like to have either the little sheep or the Valentine's Day done. I, and the I am not in a bunch of the project bags. I went to, because that's what I actually sat down to sew today, were my project bag, but somehow my parts have gotten all shifted, and so I've got to sort through and make them more organized before I can sew them. So if nothing else, I would like to get them organized this week. And yeah, that homework, casework, and we'll go forward from there. So, um, I can't think of anything else. I have to order a different Tamagotchi. I told you guys I had to return the ones because they didn't really work, but I really think that my brain will appreciate the game. The other thing that I found at Myers, this is not one of them, but I think that I just threw my bottle away. I think it's still called a Crystal Quenchers. They're Meyer brand. So if you don't have Myers, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Um, it's a sparkling water beverage. It does have aspartame in it. So if you have problems with aspartame, this is not a product for you. I have issues because most things either have stevia, like flavored waters and stuff, either have stevia or Splenda in them, and I am EpiPen allergic to both of those. I know it's a weird thing. Um, so I got these because again, I'm fine with aspartame, but I want to up my water and I want to stop drinking so much soda and um getting back into good healthy habits for my body. It worked. Okay. So today I tried, they have a mango passion fruit one that I loved. I absolutely loved it. And because it's fizzy, like, it sort of replaces the pop issue. So now I have to try the black cherry one. Um Bean at the other day picked up pine berries, which are sort of like a white strawberry. They taste a little like pineapple. It's very weird. Very weird. But they were good, and she likes those. So I love when my kids will try new foods. Let's see what else. That's that like seriously, that is enough. tomorrow I need to, again, work on Harriet Tubman, but really and truly I have a couple cases that I need, even though the courts are closed, I can do the paperwork for and have them ready to submit on Tuesday. Um, I know I have some homework, so I need to figure that out. I need to make so part of the hang up is I need to make a bunch of stuff on my Cricut. I have iron-ons that I need to make. I have, I need to make a bunch of floss drops because, like, it's okay when there's only like 5 DMCs in the bag. Like, okay, that's not a big deal to sort through. You kind of know what you're doing. But like the project for my friend's parents, for his mom, every time I go to color shift, I have to sort through all of those because I don't have floss drops and I just need to make them and then put them on order on a big ring in order. And that will make my life so much easier. And I think the stitching would go a lot faster. So yeah, so we still owe both my whip goes still need 5 days. So we will at least get a couple of days of stitching in on those. I don't anticipate any more sewing other than if I can get the project bag pile of parts organized. I may just go ahead and try and whip those up because I could use a couple extra project bags. For those of you who are following the clean along, yay. I have been working. So my mission this week is to figure out where those flosses from 1, 2, 3 stitch and that go. And then to put away, I need to hang up extra like my project bags that I'm not working on because I have a stack in my room. I need to move a little cabinet that my aunt made that goes with a little table and chair set that I got like when I got married. And then I have like the kids have taken pictures and stuff like that. I have to move that out of the way so that I can then rearrange some stuff. So I need to do those two things. Make sure I need to put away extra flosses and fabric. Put away my my extra whips, my projects, and then move that little cabinet. So that's also on my agenda. I got a lot, but it's okay. It's all doable. Nothing's huge. Nothing's life threatening. So yeah. So that said, I will talk to you guys next week. If there's ever anything I can do, feel free to reach out. If you need, if you got more ideas for recipes, let me know. I'm always up game for something. I tried that Mississippi pot roast one day though. I think I did it with a pork loin though, not a pot roast. I don't know what I did wrong, but I wasn't like it wasn't. Everybody raves about it, and I was like, I wasn't. I don't know. But the recipe, like when I saw it, it said you could use. I did. I used a pork loin because that's what I had, but the recipe said you could do that, and that's what I did. And I was just like, it wasn't all like, what did I do wrong? I think I did it in the Instapot too, rather than the crock pot. So maybe that's where I messed it up. I don't know. So yeah. So I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go. Y'all have had me for over an hour. I need to get my butt in bed so that I can go to the pain management doctor tomorrow and lay out the game plan. And then come home and do everything else. So, with that, I wish you a peaceful, happy, healthy, safe week. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to those in your life who deserve. And as a friend reminded me, you are not required to set yourself on fire to warm somebody else. So what I said. So again, reach out to me. I'm his Princess Kelly on most social media. And I will talk to you later.